The inability to change my height is very constricting. And I'm going to tell you a story because, you see, I've reached 50 subscribers, and that's quite an achievement. I'm quite proud of that one, and thank you for that, guys. I can't look you in the eyes, I'm just too shy. And this is my 40th video in terms of canon. So I thought I'd celebrate by telling you, my dear butter kitten, a story. What does a story consist of? This story specifically. An introduction, a middle, more middle, something else. This is story week. First we have Bob and his master on the left here. And now we have this video, which is the whole thing, yeah? Yeah. In New York, 1940, a man walked the streets. This man, you could say, was a genius. A man who did not put values ahead of his ways. He had no emotions. He did not let this get in his way, for he was a detective. Dun 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 detective. The next order of business was, of course, the deleting of all my footage by my camera. In light of this incident, I have decided to go on with the show anyway, in order to not be punished for my sins. But I thought I'd do this with some kind of animating thing, and do it within a day, and I like to think of it as a challenge. The detective was strolling along. It was a simple day for him. Well, all days are simple when you have no emotions. He came across a bush, a very suspicious bush. It was the bush of emotion. This meant only one thing. One thing and one thing only. The detective was going to have to destroy it, for his emotionlessness could not handle his emotions. He kicked the bush as hard as he could, but it did not budge, especially with all the evil he had to fight in the meantime. Eventually he got back to the bush, but the bush wasn't ready for his slander. Of course, the time came, and he had to make a choice. He chose to keep the bush. Now this panned out fine, in all honesty. He went on well with his life. His life was perfect. He just sort of had a wife, had kids, 3 of them died in a fire, and it was very tragic. He got over it. He left his wife because he didn't like her very much, and then went back to that bush, and then thought that he might be able to get some emotion to find the ability to love her. But the bush caught on fire, and then it burned, and it was destroyed. And then he thought, how am I going to get emotions now? Can I please have some emotions? He said to a passing by magician. And then the magician said, I don't have any magic left. And then he died. And then the detective was really confused, and so was I. Then he sort of wandered away, and he met a friend, and it was his best friend. And then they hugged, and then they realized that they had emotions for each other, and it didn't take a bush, and all it took was a love. And then they watched TV for a while, and then they had a picnic with the Queen, and they danced for a long time, and it was lovely, and nobody died ever again. And the population of Earth overflowed, and then we all flew off into space because there was not enough room for us, and we will be suffocating forever, buried with the bodies of our other kin. Finn. Making videos is a painful experience at times, but it's worth it.